and welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. My name is Mitchell, and this is one of my intuitive interview series with Ryan Edward. And hello, Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing pretty great. Yeah. How about yourself?
I am well, I am well. And did I get your name right? You're not Edwards, it's just Edward.
Edward. Yeah, it's actually just my middle name. So
I
just
thought
yeah,
so. I saw
yeah,
your last name on the Skype account, and I was about to bring that up, but I didn't want to.
yeah. Just
It sounds very
it's
Italian.
and people trip over it. So Edward's so much easier for people.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this interview series. And I want to let people know that I met you, was it 2 years ago at Reader Studio in New York? I think it was two. I think we
Yeah, yeah. I've
and
gone
two,
to three, so I've only been there for about 2.5 years.
so
Yeah.
you've been to three, so then I did meet you on the 3 years ago. So the third.
Yeah. Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been. So I met you and I got this, I think, so that would have been 2015? Were you there with this deck, the maybe Lenormand? I think so.
That's on my second year.
So
Yeah.
second year. So
Yeah.
this is your deck, and it is beautiful. And I love to show people it's because people love boxes, and it's a beautiful box with a little magnet on the end. And I took the deck out. So we've got your maybe Lenormand little black book, and it is a black book, not a white one.
Yeah.
And then the cards, which first of all, I I thought about this beforehand. I thought I better not say this, but I love the size of your deck. so
Just,
so
just
so
hand size.
it's
Yeah.
the perfect palm size. I really love that. And most Lenormand decks or Lenormand decks tend to be this size, but I've seen some larger ones. But I
Yeah.
just want to show people a few of the cards. There's the rider. Here's the is that the bear?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
bear. I got my contacts in. Here is the scythe. Beautiful, beautiful deck, and I think I showed the backside as well. So I love the backside. Very, very kind of a traditional look. So tell me about this deck, how it came about. What did you do, and where did this come from?
Oh, sure. I mean, in essence, it was me learning Lenormand through the practice of making a deck, which other people have done, so nothing necessarily new there. But I was maybe a little bit into my Lenormand studies before I started, so it wasn't like I started from the beginning. And I love the tableau. That's my preferred way to read the Lenormand. Little three-card strings are nice, but I love the tableau, and I love
Yeah.
the images at once. So I wanted just a really simple deck that really harkened back to the old decks where it's the, simple white background and kind of has that old etched, antique feel a little bit. Just add my own little twist to it. So stylistically, it was really trying to honor those old decks while just kind of giving it my own style, while really just focused on the reading and the tradition of the card. I tried to incorporate the folklore and some of the functions and some of the behaviors and qualities of those cards in those little illustrations.
Very nice. And so this is kind of new for me. Are you an artist by trade? Is that where it brought you to create this deck?
For the most part, yeah. I went to art school, so I do have my BFA, and then I work as an art director, designer, more in advertising marketing.
Cool.
But illustration's always been my passion, kind of what I've always wanted to explore more on the side. And actually picking up tarot in the first place, cards, period, was just research to, because I thought it'd be fun to design a deck. And then I went down the rabbit hole.
When you're done with the deck, was it still fun?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tarot deck. It was supposed to be something like Rider-Waite because that's all I knew at that time. And then, yeah, I really just fell in love with Lenormand, and that was where I was putting my focus at that time.
Very nice. So I know I asked you before we got started, but I wanted everybody to hear it from your mouth as well. So do you read professionally? If someone wanted to get a hold of you for a reading, was that something you would do?
Yes, I do read professionally. I only do tableau readings at this point. I don't really promote that, so you won't find that on the site. But if people come to me, which people have been doing, I will accommodate that.
Cool.
But right now, I'm so focused on working on cards. That's been my focus at this point.
Cool. And then, so go ahead and tell us your site where people can find you, because I know you have some things for sale out there, which we'll talk about shortly as well.
Sure. My website is inset.cards. So inset.cards.
Cool.
And that's just like essentially my little studio site. There's not a whole lot there, but you can see a little bit of what I'm working on and purchase decks if that's interest to you. Yeah.
Very cool. So tell us, so purchasing a deck, I did see your special deck that you had this past year at Reader Studio. So tell us what, like one of your main decks that you've got for sale or what you're working on next, because I know you've got a project that's close to your heart right now that you're working on next and gonna either mass produce or you've done it in, like, or what's the word you use, that you just independently created it?
Yeah. So I do have the Maybe Lenormand on my site. You can get it in two ways: U.S. Games version, which I'll sign and wrap up, and I wax seal everything, and then so people like to get that nice little package. So you can get that, or you can always get that on Amazon, of course. And then I do have the limited edition, which comes in like the little box, and each Lenormand card is hand painted.
Oh wow!
So
go back just a second. Each card is hand painted.
Yeah, I hand paint every set because that's how the old Lenormand cards were, and my whole desire to kind of have a Lenormand that felt like an old Lenormand, that was important to me. So and it comes like in this little pine box, and it's sanded. So that's an option. It's the limited edition of the Lenormand. But then also what I'm working on right now is, because I like the old decks, is this little bit larger deck, which is the plain Marseille. And so that is a Marseille-inspired deck. Maybe not a true canonized Tarot de Marseille, because I use French picks. So the Minor Arcana is more like a playing card deck, where you have the Six of Diamonds.
Oh.
But then you also have the Sun.
Oh, nice.
So I like those older style of readings, and there's a lot of I don't want to say schools because that's a very charged word, but there's a lot of people that would read Marseille Pips very similar to how they would read playing cards, those same techniques, and to me, there's very little difference between the two, so I wanted just to create a deck that kind of merged those together. So again, it's really traditional in the line work, but just the fact that it has French suits makes it something new.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I look forward to hearing more about that. So where else can people find you, follow you? Where are you like most active if they want to engage you? Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter?
You can find me on Facebook. I try and keep it to my friends there, but I do post a lot there, or Inset has its own Facebook page. You can find me at Instagram, which is at Ryan of Spades. I should get it right. So Ryan of Spades for Instagram, and then that's also my handle for Twitter. Those are the main places I'm at. Instagram and Facebook is very card focused, where Twitter I kind of play with. I share cards, but I also share other design, nerdery, news type stuff. So it's, if you're really into the cards, Instagram and Facebook would probably be the best place to go.
Well, good. Well, I truly, truly appreciate you being here with me today. And thank everybody who's watching. And please, please, please feel free to share this video and check out Ryan on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't stalk him on Facebook, though. That's more personally said. And then check it insetcards.com. Am I saying it right?
Inset.cards.
Inset.cards.
Yeah, so no .com.
Oh, .cards. That's a new one. I have to remember that one. So cool. Very nice. So thank you so very much. I truly appreciate it. And everybody have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this video. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.